full view. Got invites?
Yeah, you got to invite. That's...
I see Yeshua.
All right, be humble.
How's everybody? You joined us again
Hey,
today.
how we doing?
And we got to be humble. So, welcome,
All
fellas.
right, awesome.
Hey,
So
you
what
probably want to turn up your...
today?
Hey, Mac, go ahead and turn up your volume for us, please.
Is it down?
Because I think my line is up.
How do I turn up my volume?
Mac, never
Okay,
mind. Never mind. It was actually my
us.
tablet. Sorry.
I hear you loud and clear, boy. You're burning my ears off. What?
Okay.
So
Hey,
what
Mac,
are we
this is my
discussing
friend Jeff.
today? Hey, Jeff.
Well,
How's it going?
today we're discussing... this is an upcoming movie that our producer wants to do. It's called Alice in Cycleland. It's a off of the Alice in Wonderland. It's a horror genre. See, me and my buddy were screenwriters. We're trying to get the word out. This is because we got to do the advertising bit for it and try to let people know what's going on.
Yeah. So
But-
we're actually looking at.
You're a screenwriter. I love acting, but I have got an idea for you. If you love screenwriting, I've written so many books. It's pathetic, but right now I don't
Well,
mean to
that's
cut you to change the subject, but right now I'm dealing with dealing with the Genesis canon of the Genesis canon of the Nephilims and the first, basically the first part of Genesis, and I'm discovering. I'm not going to the King James. I'm not going to the King James book, but I'm actually using the Ethiopic Bible and the Book of Adam and Eve, and I'm not using it as I'm standing on this like I would on God's word, but I'm using it as references because there's certain parts in Adam and Eve that validate that Adam and Eve were angelic beings before they fell into the land of sorrow, and God clothed them with coats of skins, plural, not coats of tunics. Adam and Eve, Adam asked God, please put me back. And then God tells Adam to go down by the river and pick up the skins of the lamb that the lion had devoured for food, and he would send a watcher to come for themselves. And so it's just, dude, it's really deep, and I love it. Yeah, I love the challenge because I'm you know me, I'm gonna search the word. I am, because the word is the truth, and the truth
of course.
is what people need to hear nowadays. They've been lied to so much, and they've turned away from God because all these lies these preachers have been telling and stuff like that. So anyway, that's what I was doing.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, of course, TikTok will highlight anything concerning the negative side of religious aspects or religious ideology. I've seen a lot of preachers that are supposedly Christians. And of course, TikTok or any kind of social media will blatantly throw that in people's faces just to cause division.
Sure.
And I'm not a fan of a lot of televangelists myself. I just never have been because
Amen.
they always seem to have a different agenda.
I agree.
Amen. This is my friend
So,
Jeff.
Like I said, I'm not going to put out any words. Joel Osteen. I mean, they're great inspirational speakers, but they're
right.
not they're not preaching truth. They're just trying to entertain.
Yeah, they're they said that they got churches and all that, but I just consider them as business people more than anything.
Exactly. They're
It's
selling
unfortunate.
the idea of God. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, and
There's actually a movie. There's actually a movie that you might be interested in watching. It's called Selling God.
I think I've heard of that.
It,
Yeah, I
it
think I've
is
heard that one.
such a true depiction of what's going on in the world today.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's only going to get worse.
Well,
It's and
that's why I've opened up my live platform, is because I'm I'm not going to tell the lies. I'm going to tell the truth, and it's up to the listener to decide whether or not they're going to accept it and come under the calling of Jesus Christ. He said, "Those who hear my voice, they know my name, they know my voice. They will come. If they don't come, then they weren't ever my flock to begin with." You know.
yes, yeah, totally on board with you on that. Very much in agreement.
So tell me about this. Tell me about this idea y'all are fixing to launch.
Well,
The
it's
the
technically
Yes, it's
yes,
a horror
it's
adaptation
a
of it.
horror adaptation per request of the producer, and also he has a backstory. It actually him and his buddy thought of it.
Yeah,
Um,
and let me
Go
kind of
ahead.
tell him.
Go
Yeah, I
ahead,
had
Matt.
my former co-writer. He committed suicide, and so that was over 10 years ago or so, maybe less. But I put it on the back burner, and I decided to bring it back out again and actually finish it in honor of him. So because of my connections on social media, very on the creative side of things. Up in North Carolina, she's got Popcorn Movie Productions. It's her own independent movie company, and so I offered it to her to make it. So she's going to make the movie, and it's looking at a date in February. So,
That's
but
awesome.
yeah, it's a dark side of the Alice in Wonderland fairy tale story. So
I'm not laughing. I'm
yeah,
just saying I'm excited for you, man. See, I came up with
yeah,
this
yeah.
idea. I came up with this idea of bringing back similar old shows like Tales from the Dark Side, or and
Oh yeah,
Twilight Zone and things like that, and making it a live, interactive production where people get online and they play a part in a like a virtual reality type deal, and
right, right.
you're given a scene cast, and then you play a character in that, and if you play that character right in the game, then the audience, the public, get to pick you for that movie to play that part in that uh, episode of that season, and they play that part, and then they get judged on that, of being how good are they in that as an actor, and we
Yeah,
get to see new actors involved, and it's not by the producers but by the people get to choose who plays the part. So instead of
yeah.
using
So
these
almost
so instead of using like
yeah.
Tom Cruise or some of the very highly popular guys, we get new faces in, and if they win by popularity, kind of like what is that? America's Got Talent and the X Factor and
Yeah,
things like that. The one who gets the
right.
most votes gets free training on acting classes that are sponsored by the idea of the people. The people vote. They give money
Yeah.
to the platform, and then can actually bet on who's going to play bet on who's going to play the part, bet on how I wanted to do it. But I just don't have the resources. I don't have the people to 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 entertain the idea to. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, the researching, use keywords and that, because that's of course, with on social media, my friend being the producer, I've got connections to her, but for us, we're actually doing, promoting the movie on various platforms to raise the funds because we don't have the funds to make the movie. Neither does
Right.
she. So we're putting the word out there. So if you can do that for your thing, and
Yes.
promote it and put hard copies like in coffee places, restaurants, community boards, like actual locations.
Or
You'll raise the resources and things of that nature. Now, in this day and age, people are very skeptical of anything that's out there. So it's a tough go. It's not easy.
No.
It is not easy because
Unless you got deep
I have
pockets
this
or
link.
yeah, unless
Yeah,
you
I
got
have
deep
the
pockets.
link on.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
yeah.
you have the link?
So
Well, yeah, send it to
it's
me.
tough.
Text me the deal, and if I can print out some flyers and stuff for people, and how to get a hold of, how to
I
get into
appreciate
it.
that.
I'll be
And the
happy to
same thing
help,
for
dude.
you.
It's all about it.
Share your link to us about what you were doing with the America's Got Talent kind of version. We'll share what you're doing so that it gets out there too for you.
right.
Oh, most definitely. So yeah, I had a friend commit suicide. In fact, my nephew, I caught him and my ex-wife in bed together, and he he of it
Oh,
and
all right.
left two boys alone. So he's got two sons that don't have a father
That's
because of it.
unfortunate.
And I told him
Yeah,
I forgive him. I'm
that's
not angry
unfortunate.
at him. It takes two to tango. It ain't all his fault. The responsibility lies on both of them. And I said, as long as you come to me and told me the truth, I can forgive you. I can't forgive you if you don't tell me the truth. If you lie to me, then I can't forgive you because I don't know the truth. But he came up and said, "Yeah,
Right.
man, I'm sorry." And I was like, "Dude, it is what it is." I said, "My wife is not mine to own. She's just borrowed." Try to make it light on
Yeah.
him. But he took it, and he got a hold of some fentanyl. And I got the phone. I saw him that Thursday, and Saturday I got the phone call that he passed away.
All right. Yeah, Jay. People do some unmentionable things, and it pricks them in their heart. So it's not anything
Yeah,
we have to
guilt.
do to make that come out. It'll
No,
come to
guilt
light.
is one thing that's right. What you do in the
If
dark
you're,
comes in the light.
and guilt will literally ruin somebody's life if they can't get rid of that over their lifetime. If they carry that for the rest, they're looking over their shoulder. Their conscience is bothering them all the time, and yeah, it's unfortunate that people do what they do
It's
because
sad, but
they don't,
it's a
yeah, they
reality.
don't realize the consequences. So
Yeah, and it's just a reality of life. I mean, some people, when I had a friend I talked another friend out of it, and I said, it takes a real person to live life. It's easy to just step out. That's a poor or that's a coward's way of dealing with things. Because I told him, I said, look, you
Amen.
might be feeling this, and I think I sent Kim. I don't know if I no, I haven't sent her that yet. I did a complete workup on our conversation as a platform to bring people to Christ. And he was in a low place. And I said, look, man, if God could take a drug dealer and someone who used to harm people because they owe me money for these kind of things, and I hurt them because of it, and he could change me, then there's nothing in your life that he can't change. And I walked him right through salvation, you know,
Right.
and so that there gives me more strength and more foundation to stand on when it comes to people who are dealing with those tendencies to unalive themselves, you know, is to say, look, you don't quit 5 minutes. I always tell people, don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle. You don't know what God has planned
Hmm.
for you, but if you give up now, you won't get the miracle. You won't get the blessings. You won't see what God has for you in your life, you know? And that's what keeps me going and trying to pull people in and try to draw them into God. I use my spirit and my personality to draw them in. I'm the salt of the earth, you know. You're going to get thirsty when you hung around me because I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you think about your life. I'm going to make you want to have what I got. And that's what we're all
Right.
charged to do, you know. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I hope the best to you for what your endeavors are. You know, we all hope that we have some kind of success in life, and you know, physical, material, you know, spiritual. So
Yeah, I'm more
hope that it
interested
all
in,
works out for
Yeah.
you.
yeah, I'm more
Time
in
to
the
realize.
spiritual than
Good
I
point.
am the material. Yeah. Material possessions.
Right. Yeah.
I set my treasures in heaven, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to have a couple of $1 million to step back on and say, hey, you know, now I
Yeah.
can
Who
give
doesn't?
now I can give to the poor and I can give to the widows and the orphans and I can build a church that's based on truth, not based on fabrication or lies or misinterpretations. It's based.
Yeah.
Here, you come to this church, you're going to hear the truth, whether you accept it or not. But it's still going to be the truth, unadulterated, word for word translation, blah blah blah. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you do everything right according to God, He will bless.
Yes. You just have to plant the
So,
seed and then water it and feed it. That's
yep.
all you got to
Yep.
do. That's all you're charged to do. And every once in a while you pluck out those who don't belong. You know, you say, look, you're not following God. We're charged 3 times according to the Bible. We're charged 3 times to go to our brother and confront him about his sins. If he refuses, then God says you dust the dust off your feet, you wash your hands, and his blood is no longer on your hands. But until then, we're all responsible for our brothers, and it's not a light charge. Let's put it that way. It's a big responsibility, and you know I don't take it
Yep.
lightly.
No. Nope. You can't do that.
So tell me more about this idea. This That's what you're here for. I want to hear more about it. I'll shut up and let you talk.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Alice in Wonderland. I imagine you read Alice in Wonderland?
Better than the
Yeah.
movie, of course.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Lewis Carroll, the author, wrote this back in like 1867. He was 30 some odd years old when he wrote it, and he literally had what they called Alice syndrome because he
Yeah,
had
that's
a
what.
neighbor girl. Yeah, he had a neighbor girl named Alice, and he was infatuated with her. So he had some mental health issues, and that's where he gets a lot of his characters from because he was actually visiting some insane asylums in England, where he's originally from.
Right. Yeah,
So,
I read the biography of that. Yeah, that was pretty good, interesting.
yeah. So, old character.
If you take from either Pink Floyd or somebody like that, the music lines up with the movie without the movie sound, but just the music. And I think it was that
Okay,
or Wizard of Oz, one of those.
I hadn't heard that, but it might have been with the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Google
That
it. There was
sounds more.
something about
Yeah,
there was something about playing Alice in Wonderland. It was a
yeah,
it was it was originally thought of as a animation of doing mushrooms.
yes. That is, I guess that is Alice, because it is I think it's the cat. Cheshire Cat is smoking
Esther
opioids.
Cat. Yeah, and the rabbit. I'm on time. I'm on time.
Disney
I gotta be on
animated
time.
version. He's sitting there blowing a
Yeah.
hookah. Yeah, he's blowing a hookah.
Yeah, they actually
Smoking a
did.
hookah. So, yeah, it probably is Alice in Wonderland.
I don't know. You can
Fun
Google
fact
it.
too.
Yeah.
Enter the Sandman by Black Sabbath is actually tied to Alice in Wonderland, believe it or not.
Actually, I'm
Yeah, like I said, I think it was some. It was
Metallica,
somebody.
yeah,
Some.
sorry.
I know that Pink Floyd's album, "The Dark Side of the Moon," or one of those. If you play that with
Yeah.
a movie, the music lines up with the movie. But I thought there was one about Alice in Wonderland as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to
You
check
can
that out
Google
because
it.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
You can Google it. It may give you some more ideas on when you do the other movie as to the back music or the soundtrack for it. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not
That's an
promoting
interesting take,
secular music. Yeah, I'm not promoting secular music,
No,
but
no.
at the same time,
Oh, right.
some secular music. I love Pink Floyd. I mean, some of his stuff has no words to it, but oh man, they just play so beautifully. You know, so creative in their
Oh, yeah.
time. They were way before their time, man. That was the first secular concert I ever went to. Was 1993, Pink Floyd at the Rice Stadium in Houston.
Oh,
They
yeah.
rained out the last
Okay.
3 songs, man. And I was like, oh man. But they had the laser light show and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, some secular songs are really in depth. I mean, if you just change some of the, if you even change who you're singing it to, you could be singing it to God. I mean, there was that one song, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, man, if I
Right.
just changed the name to Jesus, it would, dude, this would be a song to Jesus. I mean, I just got to change the name.
Right. Right.
I agree.
So yeah, I was fascinated with Alice in Wonderland because I love the animation, and so when I was in college, we had to do a thesis, or we had to do a book report, and that was the book I chose, and I did the biography, and I brought in a lot of stuff. Not even the instructor, not even my professor knew some of the stuff that I found about this movie, and they actually made a live or a human version of Alice in Wonderland. And then
Oh, yeah. They've
recently-
actually done a few.
yeah, they did a series on it. I think they did a series on that. They called it something else, but it's basically what it was in a worldly type atmosphere, not animated. But yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you're doing your movie and even you're doing the dark side of it, some of that research could
Definitely.
help you. Some of that research will help amplify your projection of the movie or your take of the movie. I think, and that's just my opinion. I'm a man of
Yeah, sure.
many unconventional ways of thinking. I think outside the box. So when somebody gives me an idea, my brain moves so fast. Sometimes my mouth just can't keep up, and they call that
Oh, yeah.
attention hyperactive disorder.
Yeah, you beat me to the punchline on that because creatives are ADHD or all that side of life. So their mind is always rolling. There's wheels turning constantly.
I'm telling you,
So we're
I've got
doing
like
one project after another.
yeah. When I was younger, they called it a hyperactive disorder in elementary school. But when I went to a doctor, I found out that I had this blessing. I call it a blessing, but some call it a disorder. But I call it a
Okay.
blessing. I explained it. He explained it to me. He says, imagine Grand Central Station. You got all these trains, and you got one track leaving it. You got all these trains trying to leave the same track, and it's going to get jammed up. So you got to take one train at a time, but it don't keep them from all trying to leave the same one track. You know what I mean? So, and then when I
Yeah.
turned around and explained to others, I said, imagine a tornado. I said, now all my thoughts are like a tornado, and I got to reach out every once in a while and grab a thought and put it away, and then keep going until that thought comes back around, and then I grab it again and try to put it away. It's frustrating in my life, but I've learned to adapt and not being ashamed of it anymore, but just saying, you know what? God's given me something I can't explain, a blessing, and I'm not going to let other people say, call me a liar or call me because I didn't tell you the whole story the first time. It's going to take me at least 3 times to tell the whole story. But I'm not going to let you judge me because of it, or I'm not going to feel bad because I have this blessing. It's just your closed-minded ideas is what's holding you back from accepting it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, definitely.
anyway,
Yeah.
I'm a chatterbox.
Let God
I'm sorry.
direct you and guide you.
I don't call it
Always.
ADD. I call it awesome divine divinity.
Hey, there you go. But
There you go.
it's because of this blessing, I have been able to like I said, I've been reading the Bible since I was 6, uh, front to back, front to back. I mean, for 40 something years, I've been reading it. And when God finally opened my mind and showed me the language that God speaks, the Bible became a living part of me. And no more can these pastors and preachers try to tell me what the Word says, because the Word is real, the Word is alive, and they try to use segment scriptures, like verses, scriptures, and verses. But
Hi,
that's
Zoe.
God says I didn't talk in verses. I talked in segments, and not every segment that I put in Genesis is supposed to stay in Genesis. It's supposed to move over here to Isaiah, or it's supposed to move over here to Matthew. It's constantly moving. It's just depending on what they call the quantum thought pattern. You cannot
Yeah.
focus on one element or one element and expect it to be there the next time you look in that same location. It's constantly moving. And so
Okay.
I'm into
Yeah.
quantum physics. I got a
Yeah.
quantum physics in my mind. So anyway, yeah.
Hey, Zoe.
Definitely.
Welcome back,
That's
Zoe.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
remember
thank you.
you were having audio problems.
Well, you were.
Yeah, we were. We couldn't hear you. Well, now we can finally hear you, finally, right?
Yay. I just caught
Yay.
the
Where are
tail
y'all
end of what
stationed
you're
at?
talking about, Mac. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No,
Keep going. Where are y'all at? I mean, where y'all in South Carolina, North Carolina? Where?
Yeah, we're in Greenville. Well,
we're in,
we're up in Williamson, South Carolina,
well, this is Bella.
or Pelzer. Uh, I stay in Greenville, South Carolina.
And I live in
Yeah,
Williamson.
Daniel is just down the road. But
I'm right down the road.
when you were talking about Grand Central Station, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
So I know all about Grand Central Station. I used to have to go into the station
Oh.
there to get to work. So
So you talk like
I
that.
was one of those. Yeah, I was always one of the millions that was rushing through Grand Central, being packed in there like a sardine.
No doubt. Yeah, I've been all over Manhattan. I used to be a truck driver, and I'd have to go
Okay.
in I have to leave Carlisle, Pennsylvania, at midnight and get into Long Island before traffic hit, because I'll spend the rest of the day getting back out.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's a nutty city, and it's gotten worse.
I met Alan Jackson in Greenville, South Carolina, at a truck stop. Him and his wife and their little dog.
Okay.
She was walking the little dog,
Yeah.
and I seen this big old, coach, and I say, just curiosity, who's in there? And she goes, that's Alan Jackson. I'm like, no, he's one of my favorites. Can I meet him? So we sat down, we played a song together. He's like, man, why don't you come to Nashville? I was like, look, I don't want to sing for a job. I sing because I love singing. I don't want it to be something demanded of me. And he
Yeah.
said, I respect that. He said that's a bad thing about this profession. They demand it, and sometimes I don't want to get up on stage and sing, but my audience needs me or wants me up there, and I got to do it. I was like, no, not me.
Yeah. It's a hard life. People think that because they make all that money that it's easy, but
It's
it's not. They put in a lot of effort, and a lot of work to get to where they're at.
A lot of sacrifice.
That's why ACDC. That's why ACDC wrote the song "Highway to Hell" because it was all about their touring and everything, and it was a highway to hell for them.
I think Hank Williams sang the same similar song.
Probably, yeah. Everybody thought they were talking about they were actually going to hell, but no, there was a meaning in that song that just touring was it was hellacious.
Yeah, it was hell on their bodies and their minds and their families. And I mean, look at Garth Brooks. I mean, he was a country boy, loved his wife. He got on that fame and fortune, and it just destroyed his family.
and then he became Chris Evans, the rocker, then back to Garth Brooks.
I thought he was Chris Evans before he was Garth Brooks.
You're probably right.
I don't know. I don't follow country music. I don't really follow any artists.
Rocker himself.
No, I don't follow them. They just haven't hit me.
I guess. I don't know who's who or who does what or who's saying. I mean,
Yeah.
only things
I don't
back
even
when
watch
I'm 55, so I'm gonna know a lot of the 70s and 80s music, but
Yeah, we're
the
the same
newer
age.
artists like I don't do country. I don't do country,
Oh,
so
I'm sorry. You're missing out, man. You gotta have you have to have expand your horizon.
my wife does. Yeah, my wife does country. I can't listen to somebody sitting on a dock talking about how they lost their love, and no, that's not for me. Or
Yeah,
tell,
you know what
or
those
if you're a
rumbles-
Swiftie,
You know what
Or-
those rumble
or if you're a
strips those rumble strips on the side of the road is, don't you?
yes.
It's a country song. You play a country
If
song
you're a
backwards.
Swiftie, for those that are Swifties, I don't do Swiftie. What's her name? Taylor?
Taylor, yeah.
Oh, mm-mm.
Yeah, I grew up
Probably talking
on
about losing some other
60s.
guy.
Yeah. I grew up on 60s music, 50s music. I mean, we're the same age.
Yeah.
I'm 54, born in 71. So,
Yep.
you know,
79.
I was born
Flip
in,
your age
That was
around
back-
and you got me. 45.
I think that my wife, she's 45. But I think we had the best life age as far as the generation, the best generation around, because we didn't have to worry about getting kidnapped or anything like that when we went out and played. We didn't have to worry about
Nope.
CPS coming into our lives because we're out running around all times of the day. And
I know,
You know-
like, there's so many TikToks of the 80s and what people see in the 80s. It's amazing. Like, I'm like, yes. Like, I don't know. It just makes me happy.
You know what's fun? You know what's ironic about all this with the TikTok and everything? We see the degradation of the music industry because there was somebody that had posted about in the 50s of music with like the Four Tops and them singing how they loved a woman, and then they showed a comparison of like what's her name, Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj, and they're showing how now today's
the
music is
exploitation
like
of women.
I want to twerk my booty, and it's like, nah. This whole generation of music, they don't know music. They really
don't.
do not know music.
They
This whole
they
music
exploit
thing,
women.
it's terrible, man. It's terrible. And then you got these gangster rappers that want to talk about killing each other because they're dissing each other. I mean, that's not music.
No, it's not.
And they all think this is music.
It's not.
Now, I do like.
How did we go from being where a man loves a woman to like saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, I got a bunch of
Yeah, she's my hoe.
HOS on my side," and it's like ridiculous. I would never call a woman. I'm married, so my wife. I would never call my wife an HOE. That's just not and they don't mind
or a
saying that. They don't mind calling women,
No repercussion.
and I don't get it. I
No
mean, and that's what
repercussions.
sells.
don't.
And I don't see how
I don't.
that
You know, back in
sells. I just
back in the 40s and 50s, they talked about how precious a woman was. Now it's all about how filthy the woman is. You know,
Yeah, and that's not what a woman is supposed to be described as, and that's not what her characteristic is. But when they
Right.
start throwing these booty short wearing
yeah, taking
hoochies,
away
whatever they're
modesty.
called, it's just
But let's
it's
be
ridiculous.
real.
I just don't.
When modesty,
Whatever they're
modesty.
called, it's just it's.
But let's
It's
be
ridiculous.
real.
I just don't.
When modesty is the wages of sin is unaliveness or the death of something that was meant for preservation. A woman who
Yeah.
dresses modestly, she is respected. A woman who is not modest, who flaunts her stuff, is disrespected. And the generational degradation of modesty has been so diluted and so out there, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, man,
All
Hollywood is a
It's
dark
all for
place.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, there was a
It's
time
a dark place,
like
man.
Leave It to Beaver. I mean, they never slept together in the bed. They never said cuss words. The first time I ever heard a cuss word on TV, I was shocked because I was like, oh my gosh, you know. Now it's like the words are just there's no limit to the language that they use.
So you guys are making a
And
film,
what's
right? When you,
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to repeat that. We had two motorcycles going by, and
I'm so sorry. One of you
no,
are
that's not. It
one
was
of you's
them.
a writer, and you're making a film, right? You're making a movie.
Yeah,
Right.
we
I don't remember.
collaborated together. Yeah, we collaborated together on a horror adaptation of Alice in Wonderland.
Right.
So
Okay. How's
we're
that
actually
going?
we're act- it's going. We actually have our producer friend of mine up in North Carolina that we're looking at a production date in February, I believe. So we're trying to raise the funds right now because it costs money to make a movie. So right now we got a
Mm-hmm.
few platforms out there where we're promoting our links and things of that nature. So um, I'm not trying to get say everybody's got to go to the links, but blatant is fundraiser.com/psycholand, and fundraiser is FUNDRAZR. So fundraiser.com/psycholand. That is
Yeah,
our.
text me that.
I will. And I've got two others where if somebody wants to donate to those, you actually get products in lieu of donating, and it's also tax deductible. So, because those are 501c3 platforms that I use, so whoever donates, they can use it as a tax write-off. So
Awesome.
there's two other uh, platforms I use. But yeah, so that's what we're doing, Zoe.
Yep.
Well,
Alice
right
in
now,
Wonderland has a lot of meaning.
It
four-dimensional
does,
meaning.
and there's a lot of hidden dark secrets in Wonderland because, like I was telling Mac, that the author Lewis Carroll, he had some issues. He had some really heavy issues, and that's what made him write his story, Alice in Wonderland. Because, like as I was telling Mac, we had done some research on him, and he had Alice syndrome because he had a neighbor, a young girl neighbor that was named Alice, and he was 30 something at this time when he wrote Alice in Wonderland, and I think the neighbor girl was like 12.
Oh no.
So he had
That's
infatuation. He had an
gross.
infatuation with her. Yeah. So back then they didn't called it pedophilia, but they call that now. So,
But there's
but
more
yeah,
though, like
he
the what did the Yellow Brick Road? What does that mean?
That's Wizard of Oz.
That's what.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
sorry.
Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
I
You're
get it.
talking about the
I'm
Queen of
sorry.
Hearts. You're talking about the Queen of Hearts. Now I'll agree there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot
I'm
deeper than
getting those
what the.
two movies mixed up together in my brain because I was talking about the other movie with other people earlier.
That's all right.
But like the rabbit hole with like the Mad Hatter and the Cheshire
Right.
Cat and the rabbit, the white rabbit, they all have, some secrets, because the Mad Hatter is like eccentric. I mean, he's off the wall. You got the Cheshire Cat
He's
who's
like,
Schizophrenia.
I'm late for a very important date. What does that mean?
yeah, and
Well,
he don't know where he's going. He don't know where he's
Well,
going.
it means
White Rabbit.
he was
Yeah, so
He was
he,
late. He was worried that he was late.
the cat. The cat was about schizophrenia.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
yep.
The
they were not really schizophrenic.
So
From
Well, that's usually from schizophrenia that you hear voices in your head and
well, where did the voices come from?
imagination,
From
And where does imagination come from?
self preservation. Usually, people who have schizophrenia have had traumatic experiences in their past, in their childhood, and they create a
Yeah.
protective person to protect that innocence that they had until that trauma took that innocence. And my wife has it, so and that's why I know what I'm talking about. She says she's always hearing voices, and I keep reminding her, honey, those are those protective mental people you have created to protect you when you were a child, and they're bleeding into your, because when you feel threatened is the only time that you ever say you hear those voices, is when you feel anxiety, you feel like you're in a place of unsecurity. But I have established in her, as my wife now, we've been married a year, stability, security, love, patience. And so she doesn't have these things like, and so she doesn't have these things like she used, stressed at her job, things like that. So so I know it's a condition, it's real to them, but it's not real in reality. And that's what the cat was about. He was in and out, he was in and out, antagonizing Alice.
Yeah. So I don't have any of the mental health issues, so I don't make light of that. But I will say that the voices in my head tell me I'm fine. So other than that, but
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at
but
what
no,
you
I don't
said.
have any mental health issues. So yeah, so, I
Well,
mean, God has looked good on, done well on not having any kind of mental health issues. So I thank God for that. But it was fun writing this movie. It really was. I wish my phone. It's been a lot of
I wish I
fun.
wish I
But
was
after
with you.
this,
I could probably come up with some good script ideas, man, because I have an imagination from. Woo.
so after this is all said and done, Daniel and I are going to collaborate on other things. But I think we're going to go more towards like the inspirational script writing.
Right.
More like
Right.
fuzzy stuff instead of the dark, gory.
Right.
More like
Right.
fuzzy stuff instead of the dark, gory. It's gory, so it's not going to be a
What would be
pretty
really
Alice in
cool-
Wonderland.
Would really be cool is to see the stories of the Bible being depicted in a more truthful depiction of what actually did happen, instead of dramatizing it above what it is, just like the Passion of Christ and things like that. Yes, the emotion part of it is real, but they leave out just the simplest things of a gesture of kindness that Jesus did in the Bible. They leave out just
Right.
certain things that were so important as we read the Bible, that if people actually saw that, then they would understand why we should be Christians today and why we should follow in the footsteps of what he did, but because of the example that he set for all of us, And they get away from that. They get into
Right.
the dramatic part of his ministry and not really get to the details of why we do what we do as Christians today.
Right. Some of the actors today, like Mel Gibson, Mark Wahlberg, and Roseanne Barr, which is kind of ironic that she's part of this, but those three have actually started their own non-woke production company. So they have canceled themselves out of the Hollywood industry, and they've gone into making their own production house to where it's more conservative ideology and not the woke agenda that Hollywood wants to spew out there. So I think we're going to start seeing some more in-depth, more balanced, more substantive movies being made maybe from those three. Because to a certain point, because I want to have research to go on, because I like to study characters and things of that nature. So, but
Yeah.
a lot of it I don't watch. It's boring. It gets boring to me because I'm always doing other things. But there is a certain element that I think you should study and watch movies because you want to get an idea of how to write certain things.
Yeah,
So
how
on
to-
that
how-
end, that's what I do. But
How to
I hate
produce.
Hollywood. I can't stand Hollywood.
Now, don't get me
I
wrong.
cannot
I
stand
love
it.
I love Mark Wahlberg in his movies, man. Every movie I've ever seen of him, man, he's always played cool actor, cool parts. But
Yeah.
I do like the movies Ip Man, with what was his name? John
Yeah, I've seen those.
Ip Man. Ip Man's a good one.
Jason.
Jackie Chan movies.
No. It's yeah, I've seen those.
Ip Man's a good one.
Jason.
Jackie Chan movies.
No. It's
I love Transporter,
Jet
man.
Li.
That was just full of action. I love full action. Yeah. But then you get back to the simple things,
yeah,
like John Wayne. I mean, John Wayne made good, decent movies that had a lot of action in it. Had a lot of in-depth characters that you fall in love with. And I think that's what needs to be happening today is people falling in love with the character because of their pureness and their innocence and their raw sense of goodness.
The link in there, that fundraiser though.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. My dad was definitely a fan of John Wayne.
Look at Meg Ryan before she went weirdo. Okay, most of Meg Ryan's movies, she was so yeah, she was so and what was that one movie, Fallen, with Nicolas Cage?
Oh, I don't know that one. I also know the one that was Kate and Leopold. That was a good one.
Yeah,
Kate Leopold was Jackman.
yeah. Was it You Got Mail or the one with who was it? With where she was a single mom and he was the guy who played on what was that movie? Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He was and played in 11.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You know what I'm talking about, right? But anyway, yeah, Meg Ryan, she at one time, dude, I was so infatuated with her character because just the look on her face and just her pure decency about her in those movies was just something to be admired. And I think that's what we're losing in these movies today is admiration of innocence, of purity, of respect and dignity. A lady, there's a lot of women, but there are very few ladies that men tip their hat to, and say, "Wow, now there's somebody to be respected and admired and thought of with reverence." But that's just me.
No, I agree.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is a good one.
I just sent that to you.
Huh?
And that to you. But that's the blend above.
We're gonna be sending you the link there. Okay.
We mentioned fundraiser link, and also the other one has products that you can buy that it's a tax write-off, but you'll also be donating to the movie or the movie project. So and the second platform is called A Blend Above, which you'll see, and it's really cool. They got some really good products in there that are food-based. Like they got, if you're into wine, I don't know if you like wine, but they got wine mixes. They got soups, dips. I don't know what else. There's a whole bunch of variety of different products. So it's pretty cool. But if you can share those links with your network or connection, that would be great, man. It's been a hard gig trying to get this the funds. But, today's day and age, people are skeptical, so I can understand how or why that happens. So.
Well, I have a friend. I have a friend in Houston. I have a friend in Houston that runs. He's doing a production.
It'll go dark when you're on the phone.
Okay.
Anyway,
and what is he doing here?
He's an artist. He sings. He plays music.
Okay.
And he is part of a group of people who they're doing an article on some bands that he was playing in that have they're doing art, kind of like a tribute articles and stuff. And
cover band.
Yeah, they wanted to do a production of this particular band that he covered for, and has inside knowledge of the band himself because they were friends. And I'll definitely say, hey man, shoot him up, shoot it up, look at it and see what you think. Maybe you can, get some people involved.
Yeah, my wife's a singer. She leads music in the church, but she's also released a single back in 2013, and her tag name on TikTok is I Am the Roz, and it's spelled ROS. So I Am the Roz, and she is really good. My wife is really, really good as a singer. She is actually looking at producing or writing more songs and trying to create an album. So she's doing good. She's trying.
Yeah, I wrote a song back in.
But it's all gospel.
Oh, is it? Yeah, that's awesome. I wrote a song back in 1998. Gospel. I went to a recording studio and recorded it, and then I won a contest at a karaoke bar for Sun Records out of Tennessee. They wanted some money to do it, and I was like, look, if I'm good enough, I don't need no money, and that's just the way I looked at it. But they were just kind of. But I won the contest. I got a free recording contract with them. If I wanted it, I just didn't take it. I didn't have the money at the time. But
yeah. No, it's an expensive proposition when it comes to that. I mean, if you're trying to go independent, it costs money. It costs some money.
Hey, I'll show you. You see this right here? You see this piano?
Yeah.
That piano was from Captain John Anderson. He was one of the founders of Corpus Christi in 1890s, and this piano was built in Chicago in 1929. It's a 96-year-old grand piano that he gave to me, or his family gave to me, and it still
Nice.
plays. Yeah, it's tuned and it plays. Oh my gosh, man! I get in it and I get lost
That's
in
going
the
on.
keys, you know. I'm working. I'm writing songs as we speak. I write songs as well, and I just haven't put the music to them yet. They're just poems basically, and I'm waiting for the moment where I have the inspiration to pick up my guitar and play the piano to find the music to complement the poems.
Yes.
You
That's cool. Hey, keep it up. Keep that
Oh,
up
thanks.
because
So tell me a little bit more about this movie. I'm kind of interested. You got my interest. Without
well, we're
spilling
actually in the
the
process.
whole plot of it, just tell me some
Yeah,
scenic.
it's actually the Alice character. The setting is at her house, and she's digging around in her garden, and she finds a locket, and the locket has a mysterious picture of a woman in there who's part of the Red Hat Society, which throughout the movie we find out. And the twist in the end is that locket has no relevance to Alice at all. And it's interesting how it comes to be that it has no relevance to her. And but there's a doppelganger in the movie, so it's Alice's doppelganger, and people start getting knocked off in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So and it's an interesting take. It's we've had a lot of good reviews on what they've seen and heard and read the script and things like
My
that.
mom,
So
my
and
mom was part of the Red
I've
Hat
seen
Society.
God bless you
yes,
too.
yep. Red Hat Society. We have that. That's a big thing here in South Carolina. Red Hat Society.
Yeah, my mom went up to a big convention out there years ago before she passed away. But yeah, she went to a big convention out there and had a wonderful time from what she said. It was just full of excitement, full of fun,
Yeah.
and a bunch of women just doing what they do best, jibber jabber.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Wear their big hats
Showing
and
off their hats. Showing off their
yeah.
hats.
So yeah. So our Alice in Psycholand is it's a nutty, crazy movie.
So what possessed her to go digging in the garden?
She just that's her thing. That was her hobby. That's something she liked to do because she's got a mental schizophrenia also, and so she's out there just in her own little world, and she's digging around in the garden, and she finds the locket, and the whole story goes haywire from there.
Okay, so when she picks the locket up, does it automatically just does it possess her as far as in her schizophrenic mindset, or does it like just gets her mind thinking, hey, is this related to me? Could this be my great ancestor,
Yeah,
mother, or aunt, or something?
that's exactly. Yep, that's where that term comes from. Is that she starts trying to figure out who the lady in the locket is.
And so, does she start researching it at the library? Does she just start asking questions around town? How does it start progressing?
Well, she questions neighbors around the
Yeah,
town.
yeah, and the town is small,
Very
so
small.
And
she
they're very
she
hush hush. I'm pretty sure they're
yeah
very
yeah so
secretive in
yeah
nature. They're
yeah
like, who
so
are you
she
to be
keeps
asking these kind
on
of questions? Yeah,
yeah she
that's
keeps
cool.
on researching and researching, and then dark secrets start coming out, and then of course with the doppelganger being her alter ego, she of course things start going haywire because of that. But yeah, she starts researching, and they find out some dark secrets in the town and past residents and things of that nature. And so, yeah,
Hidden plots, agendas,
yeah,
ultimatums,
double entendres and
triple entendres, even.
symbolism of the color red.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
So,
I would put a
hidden
color
secrets
purple in
behind the
it,
color red.
just kind of like a doppelganger
So,
color. A blue, a purple
yeah.
being royalty, but also being the what does that call it? The diluted red because of the blood,
Uh-huh.
the blue blood, and the purple
Yeah,
being.
blue blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude, blue and red, and purple. Woo! That would be interesting.
originally our title was called Red Now, and Red Now, if you read it backwards, is called Wonder.
That would be cool.
So Red Now, yeah, but a lot of the people were like, "No, it's not going to work." So I was like, "Okay, whatever." So
Yeah.
I don't
thought
know.
it was
In The
cool.
Shining,
And I did too.
in The Shining,
Yep,
red
red
rum
rum, which
was
is murder.
worked real good with that little pinky. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I thought
And
that would have worked, but
the word,
well, kind of lost out on
the
that.
word
But that's
live,
fine.
the word live is evil backwards. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
But
Yeah, that's it.
dude, that would have been a perfect title for it, man.
I know.
Allison,
Yeah, I know.
or you
I
could
agree
say
with you, Mac.
if you could probably said what was that? Red now, Isela.
Right now.
It'd be Alice
Yeah, right
Oh,
backwards
now.
it's
too.
in the comments. Zoe wrote it down.
Yeah.
Matt. If you
Red
look
now,
in the
Wonder.
comments.
Oh, dude, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah, right now.
for
Yeah,
Red
you
now,
read it backwards. It's
Elisa.
Wonder. So
Yeah.
yeah, but,
Yeah, or
but it's
Isila.
okay. I mean, Allison Cycle is good too.
Yeah, Red now,
Alicia.
Isila. That would even be even cool.
Alicia.
Alice
Oh, yeah.
Wonder.
That's a new one.
Yeah,
Alicia.
or Isila,
But
Isila,
yeah,
Alice.
we
A
we're
L
just
I
having
C.
fun.
So that,
Isila,
yeah, that would be.
Isila Red now. That would be cool. Isila Red now. That would be Wonder Alice.
Yeah, there
People
you
would not
go.
even pick it up.
Yeah, so
Who the heck is this? Who the
we're
heck is
just having
Isila?
fun.
Yeah, we're just
It's
brainstorming.
like that little packet of Ecilla dust. It's like
Yeah.
silica dust, but it's Ecilla dust.
Right? I love it, man. I love it. That's what I'm good for. I'm good for brainstorming ideas, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Zoe
does
put
the
Disney.
Alice in the movie?
It's Yen Sid. Yen Sid. That's a good one, though. Yen Sid. Disney backwards.
Yeah, I
Yen
see
Sid.
that. Yeah, I see that.
Crazy.
Yeah. So does Alice have a boyfriend in this movie?
No, she's got a brother, Jason, who constantly looks down upon her and her issues, her mental issues. He's kind of like an antagonist to her.
They're feuding.
But
So-
at the same
so I would
time, near the
think-
end of the movie, he comes to her.
I would think that she would need a little niece or someone that looks up to her, who gets totally thrown off by everything that's gone on. That would be like, she's looking up to her. Oh, you're so wonderful, and then finding out, oh my gosh, I'm so ashamed of what I've looked up to. That would be even neater.
There's no boyfriend, but there's an implication. There's like this weird attraction with the Mad Hatter and her.
Yeah.
But they're not considered boyfriend and girlfriend. But that's the closest friend of hers. But at the same time, the Mad Hatter has his own issues.
Yeah, and the reason why they have an attraction is because they have kind of like a common bond because they're both nuts.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I
would
there's
think
that
the Mad
side
Hatter
of
would
her
be-
story, but
Yeah, I would think the Mad Hatter would be like a professor, like in Crush. You know,
Right.
that would be an idea there. Did you ever see that movie with? Is
Nice.
it called? What's that one with Johnny Depp where he's got that? They're both crazy, but they're it's a girl. Is it Jen and June or something like that, or something like that with Johnny Depp in that movie where they're two
Oh,
crazy?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Benny and June. I think it's
Yeah,
Benny and June or
Benny,
something like that. Yeah, I know what
yeah.
you're talking
That's a
about.
good.
yeah, Benny and
Hey,
June.
if you saw me make a weird face, it wasn't anything you were saying. There was a bunch of cars going by and their mufflers were crackling. God, it's been
No,
so
we
noisy
know.
out here in the street.
There you go.
It's that alter ego. That's what it was.
So there you go.
Is that the
Yeah,
movie?
there's been
Yeah.
motorcycles racing up and down the road. Yeah,
Yeah, the Benny and
Benny and
June.
June.
Yeah, dude, that there is a good kind of weird rendition.
Well, Johnny Depp
I
always
liked
took
it.
on like Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd was
Yeah,
something, wasn't it?
yeah. Even well, he played one where he was it was something like The Window or something where he was in a house and something about
Oh yeah, he was a writer. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
that was a
Yeah, the
wicked
writer
movie.
one.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I like that one. It had a
eyes in the
surprise
window.
ending, like he was,
I know. That's what makes a good movie.
and he was the actual killer. He's
Yes, that was the twist of it. You know, it's like, oh man, you know. And then like you have like and like you have like the dark half, but the secret window. You're right. Yep. Yeah.
yeah, the
I wrote a song.
secret window.
I wrote a song about my guitar, and I song about my guitar, and I get a guitar. Imagine a guitar having a spirit or having its own personality, right? And so I
Oh
wrote this
yeah,
song. I got to share it with you
oh yeah.
because
There
if
was
you,
another one. Yeah. Oh, what's eating Gilbert Grape? That's another one. So yeah.
I'm going to share my song with you because if you didn't know what I was talking about, you would think it was a S&M poem. It's the way I use the words. It's funny though. It's like so. There's always at the end that makes you go, "Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that," you know. And that's what makes a good movie, and a good song a good song. So bear with me. I'm
Right.
going to share this
Yeah,
with you
definitely.
just so you just so you hear my song. I haven't put music to it, but let me get to it. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so it's called "Play Me."
Okay.
I love when you I love when you choke me when your fingers run through. You tear me wide open. I scream just for you. I burn in your madness while they watch with surprise, but it's I who decides what comes out my thighs. Play me, betray me, you know how to please. Bend me and stretch me, I'm about to squeeze. I obey because you own me, you touch, I don't fight. So when you're finished with me, just hold me tight. That's spreading these legs. But I'm feeling your fingers, you want me to beg. You come back to bleed me, your secrets to tell, then leave me forgotten, alone in my shell. Play me, betray me, you know how to please. Bend me and stretch me, I'm about to squeeze. I obey because you own me. Your touch, I don't fight. So when you're finished with me, just hold me tight. You think you control me, but darling, you're wrong. I'm your obsession for all night long. Every emotion you bleed is a chain on your skin. And once I've possessed you, I'll play you again.
That's
And it's a
interesting.
guitar. Yeah, it's a guitar talking to its player. And
Okay.
I got so tickled because when you first hear it, you're like, "Oh my gosh, man, this is a S&M poem," But then when you realize, "Oh no, it's just a guitar," just a guitar talking to its player, going, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe all these thoughts are rushing through my head." I'm thinking, dirty thoughts, but it's all just a guitar. When you say, okay, so when it says
Right.
spreading the legs, a musician will say, "Hey, let's play the leg of that song," you know, and so the thighs are the how a guitar is a shape of a woman, curves of a woman. So the
Oh yeah.
on an acoustic, so it's all a play on
Yeah.
words. So just like your movie, it's just a play on interpretational ideas that
Yeah.
twist.
Right.
It plays with the audience's mind, but deep down inside, it's got a deeper, more intense backstory.
Right. Yeah, well, all poems are subjective about, amongst those who listen
Interpret.
or,
Try to interpret.
Exactly.
yeah,
So are movies. If you think about it, so are movies.
your
Movies are subjective
interpretation.
to, yeah, because you don't know what the
Yeah.
person's life, individual life has experiences of what they're going to take from that movie. They can personalize it or introspectively look or watch the movie and try to apply what they're seeing on TV as to what's happening in their lives and totally send them off into la la land, or you can use the same movie to pull them back into reality.
Right.
That's the great power of movies. That's the great power of being a producer or a songwriter or anything, or even what do they call those? A poetic writers,
Uh,
even artists. I mean, look at Van Gogh. Not a lot of
poets.
people see. Van Gogh had a psychotic issue, and his paintings reflected that. Art is, I always
Yeah,
say that art
definitely.
is
I hate to
universal language.
Yeah,
Want to
it
go
definitely
to
is.
anybody?
It is. It speaks to a lot of people differently. So yeah, it's definitely universal. But unfortunately, we got to cut our podcast because I got to get home to my wife, and Daniel's got things he's got to do, and we usually do about an hour long, and that's about where we're at right now. So
Thanks for inviting me, man. I love brainstorming with you guys. I like hearing. I know I talk a lot, but that's just
that's
that age.
It's all
okay.
right.
That's what that's what a that's what a podcast is about.
You're
It's
supposed to
all about
talk.
talking.
Yep.
Yeah.
If we just sit here silent the whole podcast, it ain't going to go nowhere. So
Right.
hey,
Well, you're
No.
welcome to come back next Saturday
Yeah.
at
Just invite me, man.
5.
I love it. I love being
Yeah.
invited, man, and I love like at 5. Like the live. Oh, like the live. All right, guys. Y'all be safe out there.
No,
Don't
it's
let
at
those
5.
motorcycles.
it's at 5.
Don't let
You
those
too. Yeah, you
motorcycles.
too. Have a
You
good
too.
one.
But
Definitely not. Definitely not. I see Zoe.
take it easy.
Zoe, where'd she
Oh,
go?
she was down in the box, and then she was just saying bye. Oh, it's
Okay.
good seeing you too, Zoe. You have a good.
Zoe, we hope to possibly have you on next time. I know you kind of got pushed aside
I
there
know,
for a
right?
minute, but
With
we'll try to get you in on the next one, and we'll get you up here and we'll talk to you. So, but thank you everybody for being part of the podcast. We appreciate everybody that showed up and enjoyed their time with us, hopefully, and took time to show us these two ugly mugs. So we appreciate it.
yeah.
But you guys have a great day and have a great evening. Be safe over the weekend, and we'll see you next Saturday at 5 o'clock.
All right.